let's get the latest on this incident with the Chinese Navy, a naval destroyer out of China, and some of our naval divers who were affected. We'll bring in our political editor, Andrew Clennell, to kick off the show. And Andrew, just a few weeks ago, you were in Beijing, freezing, and the red carpet was rolled out for the Prime Minister. Everything was meant to be all good, all happy, but not so much. It shows you how quickly things can change in that relationship.
Yeah, it's icy again, isn't it? Thanks for the reminder on that, Kieran. Coldest I've ever been. First things first on this, all of the divers involved in this who experienced various auditory or headache or earache symptoms from this sonar incident are fine now. The PM mentioned one diver in particular with injuries in his interview with Kieran yesterday. That was because one diver had worse symptoms than the others, should I say, but they're all fine now. But Anthony Albanese has opened himself up to criticism by not providing more detail about this conversation that he had with the Chinese leadership in San Francisco about this reported sonar attack on naval divers. There's controversy over the PM's comments with you yesterday, Kieran, when he said he does not discuss private sidelines discussions with foreign leaders. Now, as I reported yesterday, it is my understanding the PM did discuss this matter with the Chinese leadership in San Francisco, but I'm not sure if that was with Xi Jinping or Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Not quite sure why the PM can't say something like, I did raise this incident, but I'm not going into the details of that conversation. Surely he can just confirm that he raised it. Anyway, the story has led to a reaction from the Chinese government, who said there wasn't an attack at all and Australia should stop being reckless, accusing the Chinese of doing something they didn't do. Their argument is they were just monitoring things through normal navigation. Here's the quote. We urge the Australian side to respect the facts, stop making reckless and irresponsible accusations against China, Defence Ministry spokesman Wu Qian said, adding China, quote, did not engage in any activities that may have affected the divers. This is what the PM told Kieran yesterday.
I don't talk about private meetings on the sidelines, discussions I have with any world leader. That's how you keep communications open. But I can assure you that we raised these issues in the appropriate way and very clearly, unequivocally, and China is in there's no misunderstanding as to Australia's view on this.
Susan Lee, the Deputy Liberal leader, said via social media, it's more weak leadership from Anthony Albanese, who appears to be prioritising photo ops with Xi Jinping over speaking up for our people. Disgraceful, is what she said. What's your response? Well,
I always speak up for Australia's national interest. She was part of a government that couldn't get a return phone call for years. During the entire last term, there was no communication whatsoever. Now, what I've done is to talk respectfully but clearly in Australia's national interest. I do so in a way, though, that is respected by not leaking text messages, by not talking about private conversations on the side of meetings as well. But I always, without exception, speak up for and engage in Australia's national interest.
Well, the opposition leader Peter Dutton is calling the PM tricky over this.
It was a dangerous act, and if only he had raised that or mentioned those words to the Chinese president in a respectful way, but in a forceful way, the same as President Xi calls out other countries, including Canada's Justin Trudeau and others. China's been critical of us in the last 24 hours. The PM gets tricky with his words. I think the test here is whether he can just be upfront and honest and open. Did he say, these words to President Xi, or if not, if he didn't, then apologise. Just admit you've made a mistake, but be honest.